I'm here with Jeanne and Jay. I met these guys last year camping here. It's one of my favourite things about Oshkosh is you get to meet all these really cool, interesting people. And I had to come down and check out their Kitfox. They told me all about it last year. They've just finished building it, first time flying into Oshkosh. So we're going to have a quick chat. We're going to tell you about the plane.
Hi, we're Jay and Jeanne Henry from Heber City, Utah. It's about 30 miles east of Salt Lake City. And this is our brand new Kitfox 7 STI. That stands for Stoll Inspired. We spent the last 4.5 years working on this, and we finished it last Friday night. Took off for Oshkosh Saturday morning.
Cutting it close.
We were cutting it close, but
just a little.
hey, you got to have a goal, right?
Just made it.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I've been looking forward to seeing it since last year, and you were telling me all about it. And tell us about the paint first, because that was one of the delays, one of the issues that you had.
Yeah, last year we had an issue with the paint. The colorant didn't stay suspended in the material, so we got pushed off a year, and it allowed us. It was kind of heartbreaking, but it allowed us to, spend a little more time, make things a little more perfect. And nothing's ever completely perfect, but we spent 3 times the amount of normal build time to try and build the best that we could do. The paint is a PPG Aerospace, and it's this color is called Bitchin' Blue. We sent our wheels to PPG, and they matched the paint for us. And the airplane, we have a 915 IS with constant speed MT prop that's controlled by a RS Stock Systems computer that is a full FADEC, and it's a Rotax engine, so the engine's FADEC and the prop is as well. It's a single lever, constant speed, and it's just fabulous to fly. A full Garmin suite, 2 G3Xs, because we have his and hers, and we have the autopilot, 3-axis autopilot, and a GNX 375 Navigator, so we're full IFR. Our plan eventually is to hit all 4 corners of the United States next summer and fly it at close to 500 feet as we can. So that's next summer. This year was just get it here.
All these aircraft in the air show.
Yeah, there's
making noise and ruining my interviews.
Right. But we literally finished the airplane Friday night before we left. We finished it enough to fly and do the testing on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, we did the task-based fly-off, which you can do in about 8 hours. So Jeanne did all the testing. I'm just a student pilot.
I was going to ask you about it, because Jeanne, you're a very experienced pilot. Tell us a little bit about your flying experience, and then talk about Jay.
I've been flying for 40 years. I hate to say that, but that's there's an age limit on that one. Anyway, I am an airline pilot. I've been flying for the airlines for 30 years. I started my career as a flight instructor, basically building flight time, charter operation, air ambulance, freight, all that kind of stuff, to build the flight experience that I needed to get into the airlines. And so, and I retire in a year and a half, and I want to retire to something, which is this airplane, and not from something. So,
well, that's a pretty good retirement plan.
Yeah.
And Jay, you've just started flying.
I have. I'm just a student pilot. I have probably, after this flight, probably 25 hours now. And I'll get serious now that we're done building. I can get serious about training and go get my license, and then we'll learn to really fly this very capable airplane. It's designed for backcountry flying, low and slow, and there's a great group of guys that go out to the backcountry in Utah and Idaho, and the community is just fabulous. So looking forward to learning all that, and taking baby steps and getting there. But it's just the plane flies so well. It's it just amazed me. My first flight was on Saturday morning coming here. And about 150 feet down the runway, we're off the ground and climbing at 1,500 feet a minute at full gross. And my jaw just hit my lap. And it was...
That gives me another question to ask. What was the experience like flying into Oshkosh, especially for you with very little experience?
Well, you know, it was really no drama. You know, we had...
He was a really good co-pilot, my navigator as well, so.
Yeah, I kept us going where we needed to go. I had the NOTAM open in my lap because they say do not use your GPS, which we didn't. But we had the fish finder, so we knew where everybody was, and we picked the perfect time to come in here. They had one runway open, so the spacing was 2 miles. We saw one airplane in the conga line until we got on final, and then we started seeing other guys zooming in, and that got a little tense because we had a big fast airplane behind us, and they said do not land before the yellow dot, which is halfway down the runway. And so it was a little tense for a couple minutes on final, but other than that, it really was no drama if you just follow the NOTAM and play by the rules. It was pretty simple. It was kind of fun.
Well, that's good because I'm looking forward to doing that at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't quite got there yet, but that's on the list of things to do. Just one last question. With the build, just for people that are thinking about building a Kitfox, what was the build time like, taking out your weight for the paint? Just a run-of-the-mill, if you just went fairly standard, what sort of people expect?
Fairly standard, it's about a 1,500 hour build. I don't do anything standard. and if you talk to John McBean, the owner of Kitfox, he's going to tell you, well, anytime you change anything, it's going to cost you 100 to 300 hours. And he's right. It did. You know, we changed a few things, we upgraded a few things, and but I call it my happy place. It was such a pleasure. This kit is probably the most complete kit you can get in the industry. The manual is probably the best you're ever going to find. Each page with a task has the parts list on the page, and they're all packaged individually. It just makes it simple. And the customer support you get from Kitfox is second to none. If you have a question, you send them an email or a phone call, they will spend all the time necessary to get you going straight. Yeah. And I don't see that with other builds. I have friends building other airplanes. I mean, they eventually get the information they need, but these guys are right on it, and it just made it such a pleasure. If I had a question, this is our very first build, and I had a lot of questions. Immediately answered everything we needed.
Yeah, and they were our mentors, our go-to gurus. They were our support team. The Kitfox family is incredible. They really are.
The whole Kitfox community is willing to help. Yeah. You know, they have a really good forum, and 9 times out of 10 you can get your answers on the forum because somebody's gone through it, you know, recently before you. So I mean, you don't even have to go deep into the pages of the forum. You can generally find it on the first or second page.
We spent probably the first 2 years in our garage.
Yeah, most of the work was done in the garage, a 1-car garage, mind you. We could have half of the airplane there and half of it down at the hangar, but we got so much more done at home because it was a 25-minute commute to the hangar. So it's a garage-built airplane, and we did everything. We did all of the mechanical work, all of the fabric, all of the paint, and even all the wiring. We had guidance. I sought out guidance to make sure I was going to do it right, but Jeanne and I did the entire build ourselves.
He went to Rotax school. He went to the
Garmin school. And then we went to a fabric class. So. There's information out there, and you can learn in a weekend what you really need to know to do that task. So I would not hesitate to build an airplane if you're afraid you don't know how to do it. No big deal. There's help out there. EAA is amazing. the Sport Air workshops that you can go to, they're 2-day workshops, and they have workshops for metalworking and fabric and wiring and riveting. You know, everything you need to know to build any airplane, you can learn at one of these workshops. So I knew nothing about airplanes when I started this, but it was such a pleasure. You know, just attention to detail, and you can do it.
So it really is an amateur build aircraft.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Someone with no experience can really get into.
Yeah, I had zero experience with airplanes other than jumping out of them. I hadn't been around airplanes, you know, to fly. I couldn't fly and jump at the same time, so I chose jumping for 35 years. Now, after building, I'm going to choose flying.
And building. I heard you're going to start looking at another build project.
I'm already getting that depression feeling and going, oh, what am I going to build next week? Because it gave me something to look forward to and to get out of bed in the morning, a motivation. So yeah, we're looking for another project, but my project right now is to learn to fly and go fly this around, and then by the time I get my license, I'll be ready to build something else. I have my eye on a couple of different things, a little different, but it's definitely going to be another fabric airplane. I like working with fabric. It's almost like therapy, and it's not hard. It's just time consuming.
We might have to catch up again and see what you've got hidden in the hangar and what you decide on later on.
Yeah, well, by next year, we'll have something in the hangar for sure.
Awesome. Now, one last thing. Jeanne, I was here, you come around to the front of the aircraft here. Explain to me what's going on here, because I understand that the judges have taken a particular interest in this aircraft.
They have, from what I understand, talking to somebody that was a judge, you're going to get a minimum of 3 judges' signatures. Then those 3 judges all go back and they have their donuts and coffee in the morning and they say, you need to go look at this airplane. Well, every time somebody inspects the airplane, you get a signature. We've got now 16 signatures. And then we got 2 little red dots. Those red dots mean that they came and did a photo shoot of your aircraft. So we don't know, and we don't know to what level, but there's a good chance that we have an award in the wings. So we'll find out later today if we get invited to the award ceremony. You still don't know what you win, but if we get the little white envelope, we'll be smiling.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. So Jay and Jeannie's beautiful blue Kitfox, thanks for taking the time to talk with me, and I'm going to get back to checking out the rest of the show. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Jeanne Henry, a Kitfox Series 7, November 8, 22, Hotel Juliet.